Oh my goodness, well thank you so much, Irene. And for some of you, you may not be aware, but speaking of tireless supporters, Irene has been our chairperson of BC Forum and has been an amazing supporter of the work that we do and has provided us with so much support and encouragement. And I recall one occasion when I was having a wee bit of a problem getting through to one of the newly elected ministers that had a responsibility area that we wanted this person to come and meet with us. And I'd made a few phone calls, I'd sent a few emails, and finally I said, I won't say what I really said, but I said, I'm going to send a bloody letter. So I sent a letter, and I just mentioned that Irene was the chairperson of the BC Forum, and copied Irene on the letter. And you know, it was quite amazing that within a day I had a communication looking to set up a meeting with myself, and I said, of course I'll be pleased to meet, and of course the President of the Federation of Labour will be joining us because she is our chairperson. And they said, oh, of course we expected that would be happening. So these are the kind of just quiet things that go on, but the support that we received from her for the duration. And she'd come to our meetings when she could, because we all know the busyness that happens when you're president of the Federation of Labour. But whenever time could be made, she would come in, and when we had some issues that were dicey and we needed some direction from the Federation, she came in and did some pretty plain speak with us and laid it out, and it was very helpful, and I so appreciated that. So with that, I will now say good morning, delegates. And hasn't this been an experience, doing this kind of voting? Good for you. You were so good, all of you. Thank you so much. What an amazing organization, and what a family we belong to. So to my friends, to my colleagues, comrades, sisters and brothers, I am so pleased to be able to speak with you today and just do a little bit about BC Forum. Irene was very good in her introduction, giving the kind of background on who we are. And all of you, and again, thanks to the Federation for distributing our magazine, which is quarterly produced, and our pamphlet for all of you on the floor. So I'm not going to go into a lot because you have that to look at. You'll notice that on the very front of the Advocate, there we are on Universal Pharmacare Plan, and that's where we're going to stay until we get it in this country.
Hear, hear.
We're not hiding our light in a bushel on this one, let us say, because some of you may not be aware, we're not a charitable organization. In other words, we don't give you tax receipts when you sign up, because then we'd be limited in what kind of a voice we've got. And so we are partisan, and we continue to be partisan at every level of elections in this country, and we will continue to do so, and we'll also be doing that in the upcoming by-election that's coming up when they're called, of course. So we'll be active on that front. So on behalf of my volunteer board, which are truly amazing, and I thank the affiliates in this room who have appointed people to represent them. They do an incredible job, and they continue to work very hard on behalf of all of you and bringing our attention to the campaigns where you need your support. And so we represent working or retired members. Our name is not really indicative of who we are, because we're called the BC Federation of Retired Union Members. But what we really want is for people to sign up and become members when they turn 50, and before they retire. Because as we know, many unions are not able to know who their retirees are once they leave the workforce. If they manage or administer their benefits or pensions, then they know how to track them. If they have active retiree organizations in their locals, they know who they are. This is not the case in every situation, and so what we have the ability to do, if people sign up before they retire, we've got them. And when things need to be communicated out on issues, campaigns, elections, we can directly contact and take direct action with those members to communicate with them. And we do it time and time and time again. So we keep those retired members informed, but we also connect and keep people informed when they turn 50. The other thing that we do is for members that are 50 or better, and many of them in this room, we've talked about precarious work, part-time work, and what happens with people that work at that and the difficulties that they have, particularly financially. We know there are so many members that work part-time that do not have benefits, never qualify for benefits because they never reach the threshold required. And many of these are women, and they're working part-time, so they need benefits. What do? If you're 50 or better, join BC Forum. You can have a group benefit plan. If you retire and you lose your benefits when you retire, you can join BC Forum and you can have a group benefit plan. If you retire and your benefits continue, but you have a lifetime limit of $25,000, say, which isn't a lot. If you have to get a very expensive prescription, you can run it out of that very quickly. You can be in our benefit plan. And the best part is if you apply for our benefits within 60 days of you losing your other benefit plan, your pre-existing conditions do not apply. So you are not, penalized or ineligible for a group benefit plan. So that's the kind of thing that we offer. When the municipal election was held, we sit on the Political Action Committee of BC Federation of Labour. And we know that the Labour councils worked very hard to endorse candidates. There were voting cards produced. What we did was, to every member of BC Forum, we communicated with them the list of the names of Labour-endorsed candidates. And I believe in those 11 areas where we sent out those cards, because that's the total that was done, that we made a difference because our members vote. Seniors vote. So I believe we made a difference. I don't know why the hell I write a speech. It's impossible. Anyway, and I know I'm being timed. Have you got your bloody phone going again on the timer? You did that to me last time.
I got about a minute.
Okay. Oh. Okay. I want to talk about bankruptcy protection. You know, when I see what's happening with this whole issue, I'm ready to set my hair on fire. I don't have a lot, but I could do it. Now, this most recently, and I want to talk to this because it's only just come out, everybody. We don't have a resolution on it, so we haven't been able to speak about it. But on the 22nd of November, the newly appointed Minister for Seniors announced that they were going to put in place some next steps in national consultations on enhancing Canadians' retirement security. Well, they're going to seek input from Canadians. You know, this is what the Liberals do. They do this input thing. And then they're going to talk about, now this is important, what are they going to talk about? They're going to talk about reduced benefits as a result of employers' insolvency and on underfunded workplace pension plans. They're going to talk about bankruptcies and insolvencies presenting the challenge for, wait for it, small business, lenders and creditors owed money, and they want feedback. So what they're going to do, they've got an online consultation. All of us can do that, and so we should. It's called Consultations on Enhancing Retirement Security. And guess how much time we have to do it in? Until the 21st of December. That's not a lot of time. They're also going to ask for some specific targeted input. Now, we don't know what that's going to be. So last night, Sam Weiss and I, we were sharing a room. So we were up till the early hours thinking, how the hell can we get at this issue? And what we discovered from our Kirk Vice President of the Congress of Union Retirees of Canada, Vice President Louisa Hinton, who sits on the CLC Pension Committee, is that on the 3rd of December, the CLC will be having a conference call at that pension committee, and they'll be talking about the action to be taken on this issue. But what can all of you do? All of you should go to that website. You should all provide your input, and please do it as soon as possible. And we know that the affiliates in the House of Labour here will all be doing some action as well to coordinate it. But I wanted to make you aware of this so you could begin to do this work now. So that was taking up a little more time, and that was important. So you can reduce that from the time I had to speak, okay, Erin? Not that I'm chairing or anything like that. Okay, so now it's time for me to do some thank yous. You know, we all need to give gratitude. And in this movement, we often don't take a lot of time to do it. So we also don't take a lot of time to celebrate our victories and pause because we say, okay, now the next thing to do. But I want to take some time to do some thank yous. First, I've thanked Irene for her solid support of BC Forum in her chairperson capacity, and I know that with our new president and our new secretary-treasurer, that same support will continue. But Aaron, to you, every time I send him a crazy email, it's often 2 or 3 in the morning, and he actually responds to me. It's crazy, and so, you know, people don't sleep, we're the night owls. I want to thank them for their ongoing support. Some of you may not know, but our office is in the Federation of Labor building. And that is a real advantage for us because when people see our office address is the BC Federation of Labor, that helps. He's holding up an orange button here. He's getting me in trouble. Okay, so it's great that we're there because that really reinforces that we're connected, we're part of this family of labor, and people get that. So we have an office there, and the support that these officers have given us on the sort of work that we sometimes ask a little bit of help. They give us our meeting room, and that is an amazing help. So lots of stuff, and also, you get our advocate in your general mail out, right? All of you get our advocate, labor councils, affiliates. That's because the Federation of Labor does that for us, and we thank you for that. Okay, now, to all of you affiliates and affiliate leaders in the room that pay the first-year membership for folks, some of you pay 3 years, which is even better. You mail out the information on BC Forum to your folks that when you know they're retiring. You also circulate that information to your members. Sometimes you even let me come in and speak with you, which is really great. I want to thank you for that kind of promotion and support of BC Forum. To the labor councils, we have in our structure 2 labor council delegates at every labor council in British Columbia. And by the way, we're the only ones that do that. So what's new? BC. Woohoo! That's what we do. And we're still trying to fill some vacancies, but we do our best. So anyway, to those people and the work and the support that we get from Labor Council, that's great. UFCW 1518, they print our magazine for us. That is an amazing help. We do about 6,000 of these magazines, and we send them out to our members, but we also send them out to many other organizations, and we also send them to every MLA in BC and members of Parliament across this country. So that is a really great help from UFCW 1518. WE Consulting and Benefits, who administer our benefit plans. They're amazing. The support we get for our members who are in those plans and the support they provide and resources to BC Forum, we couldn't operate without that support. We have someone who helps in our office, and that's because of what we get from WE Consulting and Benefits. PSAC, you give us a boardroom to meet for our board meetings, which is great. We thank you so much for that. But finally, I want to thank my union, the BCGU, for the support that they give to me every day. The job that I do, when I call for help, when I need some help resources, they're there, and I so appreciate that, and so does our board. So I want to thank all of you for giving me a little extra time and being generous in that regard, and for the support that you give. And I encourage all of you, take the information away, share it in your workplace, share it with your executive boards and councils and officers and all those folks who work so hard for you in their volunteer elected positions and shop stewards. Get it out, let people know, because what we provide, and particularly on the benefits thing, it's irreplaceable. So in solidarity, and let's keep fighting. Thank you.